Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're sailing straight into antiquity to unpack the incredible history of lighthouses.
It's a fantastic topic.
It is. And we're not just talking about lights on a coast. We're getting into the technical evolution, the huge problems they solved, and really their massive societal impact.
Exactly. These things are just colossal statements of human will against the sea. And, you have to start with the undisputed superstar, the Pharos of Alexandria, built around 300 BC.
And the sources suggest there was a very specific, almost tragic reason for it.
There was. In
Right.
280 BC, a royal Egyptian ship was actually lost right outside the harbor.
Wow, total catastrophe.
A huge one. And that disaster immediately spurred Ptolemy II to fund what became, one of the seven wonders of the ancient world.
Which brings up the first massive challenge, the cost of the light itself.
Before this, you had simple coastal bonfires, the kind of thing you'd read about in Homer.
Right, just a fire on a hill.
Exactly. But to make a light visible for miles, Alexandria used, high-cost olive oil.
And this is the part that just blows my mind. We're talking about the Ptolemaic dynasty spending an amount that equals 1/12 of its entire national income
Annually.
just to keep that single light burning. It's an insane investment.
It's basically liquid gold they're burning.
Huh.
But the light itself, that was only half the genius. The real black tech, so to speak, was the optics.
The mirrors.
The concave copper mirrors they used to focus the flame. This system was pioneering. It reflected the beam an astonishing 35 kilometers out to sea.
And I love the detail we found about the mirror's reputation, this myth that it could, detect and burn enemy ships from miles away.
Yes, pure legend, of course. But it shows you the kind of power it represented, and it was an all-weather system, too.
The light-smoke dual system.
Exactly. Fire and mirrors at night, but during the day, they'd use heavy fuel to create these thick plumes of smoke. The warning was always there.
Okay, so that's the Pharos. But let's zoom forward a bit. How did this tech evolve into the medieval period?
Well, it adapted. The construction itself got tougher. Later lighthouses, like the one at Cordovan, started using durable granite instead of softer stone.
So they were built to last.
And people realized fire wasn't enough for, dense fog. Monks in places like Lampedusa started adding bronze bells, other sound signals. That's really the crucial precursor to modern foghorns.
So the tech is getting stronger, more reliable. What was the core problem it was solving?
Safety. Pure and simple. Before these fixed beacons, night navigation was nearly impossible. You couldn't tell a port entrance from a deadly reef. It was a nightmare.
And the solution wasn't just building one lighthouse, but a whole system.
A network. By 400 AD, Rome had about 30 of them, strategically placed from the Black Sea all the way to the Atlantic. That's what really changes the game for maritime trade.
Because it lowers the risk.
Drastically. When the seas get safer, transport costs plummet. And that allowed commercial hubs like Alexandria and Rome's port, Ostia, to just explode.
And the impact goes beyond just economics, doesn't it? There's that cultural influence.
Oh, absolutely. The tiered design of the Pharos was so iconic, its blueprint influenced later architecture. Most famously, the minarets you see across the Arab world.
And finally, let's talk about the funding. How do they maintain all this?
This is where you see the beginnings of, public works funding. Venetian merchants, for example, they created these early lighthouse funds.
How did that work?
They'd allocate a tiny fraction, 1/1000th of their cargo's value, just for maintenance. That sets a precedent for how you can communally fund public safety.
So you have this incredible mix of advanced architecture, wildly expensive fuel, and brilliant optics, all driven by this simple need for safety and commerce.
It was a demonstration of political will. Just pause and consider that initial commitment.
Oh.
Spending 1/12 of a national budget on olive oil for one light. What does that early investment in shared maritime infrastructure tell you about the foundational priority of global trade and human civilization?
That safety was the real currency.
Above all else, it was the currency of prosperity.